What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. New footage has emerged of Paddy Pimblett and Ilia running into each other in Qatar, and this time, things played out exactly how fans expected. Earlier this year, the MMA world was genuinely surprised when the first piece of footage surfaced showing Paddy and Ilia crossing paths without any incident. For two fighters who have been verbally attacking each other for years, seeing them simply walk by and even shake hands at the ceremonial weigh-ins for UFC London back in March caught everyone off guard. At that time, their rivalry seemed to cool down for a brief moment, and many people questioned whether the feud had lost its spark. But fast forward to now, and things have definitely changed. Since that handshake moment, Ilia has climbed to the top and now holds the UFC lightweight title. Meanwhile, Paddy is gearing up for a huge fight against Justin Gaethje in January. If Paddy manages to beat Gaethje and secure the interim belt, we could realistically see Paddy versus Ilia for the unified title sometime in 2026. With the stakes rising and both men having even more to fight for, the days of being polite to one another seem to be completely over. Recently, Paddy himself shared a new video clip from Qatar showing a far more tense and authentic encounter between him and Ilia. In the footage, you can hear the two exchanging quick verbal jabs the moment they spot each other. Paddy appears calm, saying he's good and carrying himself casually, while Ilia walks toward him with a serious look. The energy between them is noticeably different this time around, lacking the friendliness people saw months ago. After the clip, Paddy added his own comments about the situation. He mentioned that Ilia always tries to act tough when Paddy is by himself, and Ilia is surrounded by a large group of people. According to Paddy, Ilia had plenty of backup with him in Qatar, yet despite all the talk and the tension, nothing actually happened. Paddy pointed out that Ilia didn't try anything physical and only walked toward him before things fizzled out. This new footage makes one thing clear. The rivalry is alive, heated, and louder than ever, especially now that both fighters are on a collision course that could end inside the octagon. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news, Sean O'Malley is entering UFC 324 as a fair-sized favorite against Song Yadong. And from the early reactions, it seems Bisping isn't disagreeing with those odds at all. The matchup was officially announced recently, confirming that the former Bantamweight champ will take on Yadong at the January 24th event in Las Vegas. This fight marks O'Malley's first appearance since he was submitted by the current champion back in June, a loss that definitely shook up his momentum. Now, with this return fight booked, all eyes are on how he'll respond. Since the announcement, Bisping has already shared his thoughts on his YouTube channel, laying out exactly why he feels confident that O'Malley has the advantage here. According to him, the stylistic matchup leans heavily toward O'Malley's strengths. Song Yadong's primary weapon is his hands. He's a powerful and technical boxer who loves to push forward, but that's also where O'Malley excels. His clean boxing, long-range striking, and sharp counters make this a fight where fans could see him operating at the highest level of his ability. Bisping believes this is the kind of opponent who allows O'Malley to shine in the stand-up department. However, even though the matchup seems favorable, Bisping pointed out that O'Malley will also be carrying some real pressure into this one. Because he's expected to beat someone like Song Yadong, anything less than an impressive performance could raise serious questions about his trajectory. For Song, this matchup is a massive opportunity. Fighting on the first card of the new network, with the entire world watching, gives him the chance to score a career-defining win over a former champion. Bisping warned fans not to underestimate Yadong. He's dangerous, he hits hard, and he's hungry. O'Malley is only 31, but a third straight loss would be devastating for his hopes of making another run at the title. It could also impact his star power, which is why some people have been questioning whether this fight was the right move for the UFC to make. Meanwhile, Song Yadong enters this matchup coming off a technical decision win over Henry Cejudo, and he's gone 3-2 in his last 5. With momentum on his side and a huge opportunity in front of him, he's stepping into this fight, prepared to shock the world. Moving on to another news. Charles Oliveira has officially shut down a swirling UFC rumor that had fans buzzing all weekend. Recently, supposed leak from UFC Brazil caught everyone's attention. They tweeted out what looked like a confirmed fight announcement for UFC 324, stating that Oliveira and Max Holloway were scheduled to battle for the BMF title. The tweet spread fast, then disappeared just as quickly, leaving people wondering what was real and what wasn't. Soon after, a reporter stepped in and clarified the situation. According to him, Oliveira versus Holloway was, at one point, the original planned main event for UFC 324. However, things changed changed behind the scenes, and the UFC Brazil team accidentally left the scheduled post active when it should have been deleted. That slip-up turned into a full-on rumor storm, with fans, media, and fighters tagging Oliveira non-stop and demanding answers. This morning, Charles finally addressed everything directly. While on vacation with his family, he posted a video to his Instagram story to clear the air. In the translated message, he explained that nothing is officially confirmed about his next fight. He said he has been relaxing with his loved ones, and although many people have been calling and tagging him over the past few days, the truth is simple. There is no January fight against Max Holloway. He emphasized that the matchup will not take place in January under any circumstances. However, Oliveira didn't deny the fight itself. In fact, he confirmed that both he and Max want it, the fans want it, and the UFC is actively working on the contract. According to Charles, the most realistic timeline for the fight is around March or April. He believes that official news will be coming soon, but nothing is finalized yet. As he said, if rumors are floating around, it usually means something is happening behind closed doors, just not immediately. With that, fans can stay excited, as Oliveira made it clear the BMF showdown is still on the way, just later than expected. Moving on to another news. Michael Chandler has finally explained why he didn't call out Conor at RAF 3, even though a lot of fans were expecting it. Chandler said he's seen countless comments and messages asking why he didn't take the opportunity to mention Conor's name when he had the microphone. According to him, the reason is simple. Yes, he had the mic in his hand, and yes, the adrenaline was pumping. He was sweating, the energy was high, and the crowd was electric. But he made it clear that he wasn't about to call out Conor at a wrestling event. He said he's done it enough already, and to him, there was no point in repeating what has already been set in motion. Chandler explained that the fight between him and Conor is happening. He wants the fight. Conor wants the fight. Conor has even brought guys into his training camp specifically to mimic Chandler's style, which shows how serious the matchup already is. Chandler added that the call-out, the build-up, and everything surrounding the fight has already been signed, sealed, and delivered since June of 2024. Now, according to him, Conor is going to make good on his word, on his promise, and on the contract, with the intention of stepping into the cage in June of 2026. With that timeline already in place, Chandler didn't feel the need to repeat himself or hype it again in an environment that didn't make sense. He said that in the world of wrestling, it made far more sense to call out the biggest name within that sport, which is why he chose to call out Jordan Burroughs instead. Chandler emphasized again that he wasn't going to call out Conor at a wrestling match, even if fans were expecting it and waiting for that dramatic moment. It simply wasn't the right setting, and to him, the UFC fight is already locked in. Chandler closed his message by saying he'll fight Conor in June at the South Beach White House event, and signed off with, "God bless. See you at the top," keeping his confidence and energy high as always. Moving on to another news. The MMA community has been going back and forth over Tom Aspinall after he released the medical records detailing the damage from the eye pokes he suffered against Ciryl Gane. Instead of sympathy, a huge portion of fans went after him hard, claiming the timing, the injuries, and even the documents themselves looked suspicious. The criticism started when some fans pointed out that it took Aspinall nearly a month to share the medical report, suggesting he needed to visit multiple doctors just to get something that looked convincing. Others argued that Gane actually fractured Tom's orbital bone with one of the clean strikes he landed, and that the narrative of the eye poke being the sole cause was exaggerated. One fan wrote that Aspinall's medical report looked like the biggest scam they'd ever seen, and even if it were real, the fact that it took him so long to post it made it look even worse. They added that if Tom truly can't train, he should give up the belt and let the division move forward. Another comment compared this situation to Aljo's infamous acting accusations, saying Aspinall is going to unnecessary lengths to convince people the injury is worse than it is, and that his stock is dropping fast. Some fans mentioned they've seen much worse eye pokes and fighters continue. They pointed out that Tom took a whole month to share this update, while someone like Waldo fought twice in the same stretch. Many suggested Tom just kept visiting doctors until he finally found one who would agree to write something up for him. The harshest critics called him scared of losing his belt, claiming he's milking the injury for as long as he can. Others said they were never fans of Tom to begin with, and that this whole situation just confirmed their feelings. A few even complained about the state of the heavyweight division, saying with Ngannou gone, Stipe gone, DC gone, and Jones gone, this is now what they're left with. But not everyone joined the backlash. Some fans felt the hate was completely misplaced and that Aspinall was simply doing what any smart fighter would do after being fouled in such a dangerous way. Supporters reminded everyone that Tom took 2 fingers knuckle-deep in each eye and that blaming the injured fighter instead of the consistent foul committer makes no sense. They called the negative commenters clueless, especially those labeling Tom a quitter, despite never stepping into a cage themselves. Others wondered when the community suddenly turned against Aspinall, considering how respected he was not long ago. As tensions continue to rise, many fans hope the rematch happens sooner rather than later, because Tom clearly has some frustration he's ready to unleash inside the octagon. Moving on to another news, Khamzat has responded to Alex Pereira in a way that once again stirred up the entire MMA community. Over the past week, fans have been breaking down every move Pereira makes online, especially after he recently posted a cryptic message that instantly sparked speculation. The post featured a simple caption, 2 + 1 =, followed by the word Shama, which left people debating what he was really trying to say. Some fans were convinced he was referencing his number of title defenses, suggesting that he sees another one on the horizon. Others believed he might be hinting at something much bigger, possibly teasing the idea of vacating the belt and moving up to heavyweight. With Pereira, it's never easy to tell because he enjoys dropping subtle clues that send the online world into full detective mode. We reported this situation a couple of days ago, and the conversation around it kept heating up as more people tried to interpret his message. Then, out of nowhere, Khamzat finally jumped in and responded directly to the post with a simple comment, -1. That single reply immediately set social media on fire. Fans began arguing over what Khamzat meant. Some interpreted it as him dismissing Pereira's math in a playful way, while others believed he was implying something deeper, possibly referring to their rivalry or a claim about who is truly deserving of the next big opportunity. Whatever the intended meaning, Khamzat's comment quickly overshadowed the original post, and it reignited discussions about a potential matchup between the two. For months now, people have been imagining what a fight between Alex Pereira and Khamzat would look like. Pereira's technical striking, power, and composure inside the cage have made him one of the most intimidating champions in the UFC today. On the other hand, Khamzat's relentless pressure, grappling dominance, and confidence have given fans the impression that he's willing to take on anyone, anywhere, at any time. Every exchange between these two, even if it's online, adds more fuel to the fire and pushes fans to believe the UFC might eventually put this clash together. As of now, nothing official has been announced, but with Pereira posting cryptic clues and Khamzat firing back with subtle responses, the anticipation continues to grow. Moving on to another news, Tom Aspinall and Ciryl Gane didn't seem to have any real issues with each other in the build-up to their heavyweight title fight this past October. Everything appeared respectful and professional, but once the cage door closed and the controversy unfolded, everything changed. Their matchup headlined UFC 321, marking Aspinall's first defense as the undisputed heavyweight champion. But the bout was waved off after Aspinall told the referee he couldn't see, a result of the brutal eye pokes he absorbed. His eye sockets took significant damage, and while debates quickly erupted about whether he should have or could have continued, far fewer people questioned whether Gane's actions were intentional. That changed when Aspinall released new footage and shared his thoughts in a recent video. He didn't hold back at all, openly accusing Gane of deliberately trying to poke his eyes throughout the fight. Aspinall explained that, in the moment, he didn't think much of the first poke. He assumed it was accidental, something that happens in the chaos of a fight. But once he rewatched the fight, he said it became clear something wasn't right. According to him, the footage shows Gane extending his fingers toward his eyes repeatedly, especially in moments where Aspinall put him in danger. He said, "When I watched the fight back, that's when I really got the gist of what's going on. The guy was trying to poke my eyes out all the way through that round. Multiple exchanges, nearly every exchange where I put him in danger. He had his fingers out pointing towards my eyes." He even urged fans to look at the clip and judge for themselves, saying the footage makes it hard to disagree. Aspinall insisted that Gane was cheating from the first second and that the way he intended to win was by compromising him through illegal tactics. However, not everyone agreed with Aspinall's stance. Ben Askren chimed in and dismissed the accusations, calling the comments so whiny and saying it was a bad look for the champion. His reaction added another layer to the conversation, highlighting just how divided people are about what really happened inside the octagon. As discussions continue, Fans are now waiting to see how Gane will respond to these direct accusations and whether this incident permanently changes the dynamic between him and Aspinall moving forward. Moving on to another news, Tom Aspinall is not happy with the recent comments made by Dana White following the controversial ending of his heavyweight title fight at UFC 321. As questions swirl about a possible rematch, Aspinall has revealed that he hasn't trained a single day since the fight due to strict doctor's orders. There's even a possibility he may require surgery. On Instagram, he shared parts of his medical report detailing the damage caused by the eye pokes. According to the report, he's dealing with confirmed orbital soft tissue trauma, bilateral traumatic Brown syndrome, which is a rare condition that affects upward eye movement in both eyes, double vision, peripheral visual field impairment, and a possible minimally displaced fracture of the right medial orbital wall. With injuries like these, Aspinall's decision to stop fighting becomes much easier to understand. Unless every doctor involved is part of some wild conspiracy, it's clear he wasn't faking anything that night. Aspinall also shared a message online thanking fans for their love, support, and even the memes, while promising to return and get revenge on what he called the big cheater. In a recent video posted by his team, he was asked to respond directly to the comments Dana White made right after UFC 321. White suggested that Aspinall chose not to continue, brushing off the foul by saying, "Who gives a f***? Eye pokes happen." Aspinall didn't hold back in his response. He said he absolutely didn't continue, and for a very good reason. As he explained, he wasn't going to step in there against one of the best strikers in the world while dealing with double vision and barely being able to see out of either eye, especially when the damage came from an illegal foul. He added that he's not a dummy, and risking his long-term health by fighting blind would have been reckless. When asked whether he felt unhappy about the tone and attitude of the organization's president, Aspinall made it clear that his frustration should be obvious. He didn't need to spell it out. The combination of the injury, the criticism, and the lingering debate around the stoppage has only fueled Aspinall's determination to return stronger, settle the score, and silence every doubt surrounding the aftermath of UFC 321.